Hi guys, in this episode of Rate K, I am excited to be checking out another new comeback by a solo artist, that being Kim Woo-seok with his new song, Dawn. For those of you who don't know, Kim Woo-seok is a member of the boy group Tension, or at least kind of used to be, because he hasn't really been part of them for, I think at this point like 3 or 4 years or whatever. Because he kind of got too popular due to like survival shows that he was sent on, I think. So he was basically forcibly separated from the group by his company. But he has done pretty well for himself, with his music being honestly pretty decent. For me, my favorite song of his that he has released has definitely been the most recent one before this one, Switch, which I think maybe at first when I was doing the reaction didn't really enjoy quite as much, but definitely afterwards ended up liking quite a lot. And that is honestly usually the case for most of the songs that I react to. My opinions on the songs are far more like positive after the reactions a lot of the time, especially if it is like genuinely something good, or whether it's an artist that I am already a fan of. Like, for example, last year I wasn't a big fan of Stray Kids' comeback, Maniac, and felt like it was a little bit too annoying how it felt like 5 songs shoved into one. And I still don't like that concept for a song in general, because it fails far more than it actually works. But that song still ended up being a pretty good song that I've listened to quite a lot. And not just because it's Stray Kids, because it actually was a pretty decent execution of that concept, but I still hate that concept. So whatever I say about this release right now might still mean that I would still end up enjoying it after the reaction. It's just that for these reactions, for one reason or another, I just have higher standards than I have, I guess, outside of the reactions. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just more picky. But yeah. Before we get into it, I do want to give huge thanks to my good friend Yuri for requesting me to check this one out. If you guys also want to request, or should I specify, demand me to do K-pop reactions that you want to see, be it to music videos or albums or anything along those lines, you can do that by going to my Patreon or Ko-fi account, where there is a specific tier at which you can subscribe to be able to do that. Because otherwise, you guys can comment in the comments things that you might want me to see. You can suggest stuff in the comments, but going to my Patreon is how you request stuff. And there's a big difference between the two. One makes it happen as soon as I can, because it's something you guys have demanded me to do. Whether the other thing is just something that you can let me know it's something that could be cool to check out, you know? But yeah, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. Let's get back to the song and the artist. I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this song. There's only one way to find out whether I will, so without further ado, let's get into the reaction to Kim Woo-seok's Dawn in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is very different compared to his last one. Okay, this one is flowing really well so far. I really like the sound of this one. Oh yes, this is my kind of shit. This is how you do a slow song that is still very impactful and memorable, man. Dude, this sounds so good. Those vocals are no joke. Whoa, that's a cool shot. Okay, this is a very interesting music video visually. I definitely have a lot of shots to pick out from for a thumbnail. Okay. So, this was, no joke, far better than I thought it was going to be. Because, like I said, even the last one, I don't necessarily think I was quite into it during the reaction. It was only afterwards that I actually genuinely fell in love and like enjoyed it quite a lot. So I wasn't expecting anything near that, let alone something that I genuinely enjoy already on the first listen. And don't get me wrong, I'm not too crazy about this. I still feel like it would have really benefited for something a little bit more punchy and a little bit more impactful, especially here at the end. Because it really felt like the song kind of was building up, and it kind of didn't really go anywhere a little bit. But still, this is by far, I feel like, his best title track in my opinion, because this is genuinely enjoyable on first listen. Like, both in personal and objective standard, it's genuinely good. And even the music video feels like it's shot in a more interesting and creative and visually appealing way than usual. Not that before it was bad or anything, it's just it's far more interesting in this one. Like, in many ways, this kind of quality reminds me of a music video that it's probably going to be a while until you guys see, but it's The Boys' Roar. I've seen that one, and it was really, really good in the same really kind of crazy visual way. Like, it was visually creative, and I love that about this music video as well. For the song itself, it's still more of a like slower, chill song, which I still prefer less compared to the fast-paced, energetic, and impactful kind of stuff. But I still think it's like really good. Like, this is still good. I'm still able to enjoy songs that are not like fast-paced and hard-hitting, and this is an example of that, because like I really, really like this. It has some really great vocals that are varied and not just one thing. It's a bunch of different ways of singing that kind of spices it up, and there's even a little bit of like rap talking kind of thing, which also is kind of interesting. I do feel like there is something that could have been added to spice it up a little bit more, but I'm honestly perfectly satisfied with the way the song is as well, especially because I wasn't like expecting anything of this caliber for this reaction. Not because, again, I think he's a bad singer or whatever, but because his music before this hasn't been super my taste. Like, it's not being bad or anything, it's just I haven't really liked it, you know. I haven't loved it enough to listen to it outside of my reactions too much. The last one was like kind of like an accident that I actually fell in love with, but this one I'm genuinely gonna end up listening to out of my own free will, you know? But yeah, we still have to listen to it a second time before I say my final thoughts, but I think it's pretty safe to say that it's gonna be a pretty high rating for this one. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it again and see how I'm gonna feel about it after the second listen in 3, 2, 1. Right off the bat, though, I could feel that it's gonna be more interesting and impactful than average, you know? This kind of reminds me of Stray Kids' Red Lights, I think the name of the song was. It's the same kind of style anyway. Yeah, this is pretty good. I love the singing in this one, man. It's definitely even better on second listen. Holy shit. This might have just raised the rating of the song for me. I love the way they spice up the vocals so it's not just the same boring thing, you know? They do different he does different vocalizations that just spices it up. I love that. I love this shot, man. It looks so good. Such a fun shot. Okay, this ending part is definitely better on the second listen as well. I feel like I didn't quite feel the impact during the first listen, but I definitely feel it on the second. Yeah, this is by far his best. The rating has just been raised once again. I'm honestly completely sold on this song already. It's like, at first, after the first listen, I was like, okay, pretty fun, pretty solid, 8.4 out of 10, I will definitely listen to this. Then as we got into the second listen, I was like, man, this is actually genuinely getting better on the second listen. I think I might give it a 9 out of 10. And now after hearing the ending part here where it actually kind of hits you harder on the second listen, I'm like, man, this actually feels like this is a fucking masterpiece for his standards, you know? Compared to the other things he has done, this is like a 10 out of 10. And that's what I'm gonna give it, honestly, because compared to also the standards that I had for his music and the thing that I expected this to be, this is far better. Like, I didn't expect this to be anywhere near as good. Not because his other music is bad, but because his other music does not appeal to me as much as this does. You know? So I'm definitely sold on this one. This was really fucking good. And yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a 10 out of 10 for me for this one. Which is something I did not expect that I was gonna say for this one, but yeah. And now I'm definitely potentially curious to check out some B-sides. Which I guess means that if you guys want to see that sooner rather than later, since I am busy with quite a lot of other B-sides, definitely go to my Patreon or Coffee account and subscribe to the specific tier that offers you the ability to demand me to do K-pop reactions. But yeah, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Just let me know in the comments that there is a demand for a reaction enough, and I'll probably do it. If this video gets enough views, I'll probably do it sooner rather than later. That is also an option, but yeah. I don't know. This was really good though, and I'm really happy that I checked it out. Thank you, Yuri, for requesting me to check this one out. You always know how to request me to check out really good songs that appeal to me. But yeah, I am curious though, what do you guys think about these songs? So comment your thoughts down below, and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 5 patrons on Patreon. Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, Andrew, and Dane Harty. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me since a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not already know. That will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do in my videos. That thing being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman, though I am unsure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people. But that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country, with a family that won't really ever accept the fact that I'm trans if they ever found out, it's not really feasible or easy for me to transition here with minimal to no repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to help me. So if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's okay. Don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me get out of this situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, or I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do any of that, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!